Alright, here's your learning target 2 retake video. Interpret the characteristics of a recursive routine in terms of a context. So here were the test problems. It says the Point Food for Thought store sells healthy snacks here at Point. Each week they spend $30 on their supply and sell items for 50 cents. Write a recursive routine for their profit as they sell items. What does the start value represent for the store, and what does the rule represent? So first we need to write a recursive routine for this. So our start value, if we're looking at their profit, our start value is negative $30, okay, because they spent $30 on all their supply. So they're $30 in the hole right now. Then our next, as you sell items, equals the previous profit plus 50 cents. So whatever your profit was before, you sell another item, you get 50 more cents. You sell another item, you get 50 more cents than you had before. So here's our recursive routine. So what does this start value represent? The start value is your profit if you haven't sold anything. So this is their profit if they don't sell any items, they don't make any money. This is what they spent on all of the items, so they're $30 in the hole. Then your rule, or your next equals, represents what happens as you sell items. Or the change in profit as more items are sold. Okay, so let's look at the second one then. Gives us this recursive sequence. It says write a context for the recursive sequence and explain how the values of 10 and 4 connect to your sequence. So this is just an example context. This could be someone who is paid for babysitting and their name is Tony. Tony is paid to babysit. And like I said, this is just an example. You could have plenty of other examples. He is paid a flat rate of $10. He is also paid $4 per hour. Okay, because we start at 10, this is our flat rate. If he babysits for 0 hours, he still gets that $10. Then each hour that he babysits, he gets $4 more. Okay. So the values of 10 and 4, how do they relate to the context? The value of 10 is the amount of money made for working or babysitting 0 hours. And the 4 is how much more he gets per hour. In addition to the 10 that he already got. Okay? So here are a couple practice problems. On the left we have a context. It says write a recursive routine for the profit of an outdoors store. What does the start value represent for the store? What does the rule represent in terms of the context? Then here there is a recursive sequence. explain how the values of 3 and 8 connect to your context. So go ahead and pause the video, work on those, and unpause when you have done those and are ready for the solutions. Okay, so you should be ready to go over the solutions to these. An outdoors store sells fishing poles. Each week they spend $400 on their supply and sell each pole for $45. Write a recursive routine for their profit as they sell. What does the start value represent for the store, and what does the rule represent? So our recursive routine, we're going to start at -400. Our rule, our next, the previous plus 45. So we start at -400. They've spent $400 on all their supply. For each fishing pole that they sell, they gain $45. So that's why we have this plus 45. Then the start value represents before they've sold any fishing poles. And our rule is what happens for each fishing pole you sell to the profit. So it's an increase in profit by $45 per pole sold. Then over here on the right, write a context for this. Again, there can be many different contexts. If we just go with the one from before, Tony is paid to babysit. He is paid a $3 flat fee. And $8 per hour on top of that, because we have a +8, +8, +8 from one term of the sequence to the next. Okay. So explain how the values of 3 and 8 connect to your context. 3 is the beginning value, so that's how much he is paid before working before babysitting for even 1 hour. Then 8 is how much he makes each hour after that. On top of the 3 that he already got. Okay, so that is how 3 and 8 connect to the context. Go ahead and review those. If you have any questions, bring them to us, and we'll get you going on the retake.